So we have time for a couple of questions before we wrap up, and I'll ask one about proportionality, because you raised it at the beginning. Are you comfortable that the level of warning on the packaging is proportional to the potential harms from the use of cannabis?
I think so, and you know, reporters asked me the other day, and if you, there's none of those warnings say don't use it. What they do is they say don't use it in these settings. Don't use it if you're driving, if you're at risk for psychosis. Don't use it if you're too young. Don't use it as if you're pregnant. And you can essentially, what Benedict was saying about low-risk guidelines, I mean, call it harm reduction, call it low-risk guidelines, but that's what those 6 warnings do. And I think that that's a reasonable approach. And I think what it's going to do, I was saying to someone, but it should, you know what cigarette warnings do? A guy's sitting there, he's opened his thing, he's at work, and he says, I don't believe this bullshit. And then the person next to him starts talking, they have a conversation. That's what these warnings do. They will start a conversation. They will, and that's the start of the information of the education process. So not everyone will agree with these right off the top, but they're a highly visible way of saying, if you're going to use cannabis, best to use it in these settings and not others. And in that general principle, I think it's a good approach.